Hi there! In this video, we are going to look at stirring up and settling down activities and how to incorporate them in a lesson effectively. There is also a practical part at the end of the video when we look into a lesson of the new textbook Tiếng Anh 8 and then discuss some adaptations for it. Now, let's get started. To begin with, let's talk about stirring up activities. This type can be called stirrers. As its name suggests, this type of activity involves a lot of students' actions and movements. They energize students and create a more lively classroom atmosphere. And below are some popular type of stirrers. Mingle activities encourage students to act with lots of others. Do this activity if you have a lot of space. Activities such as find someone who are a good example of drilling without being boring. Another suggestion is Who Am I activity. Just prepare a sticker with a famous person's name for each student and then stick it on their backs. Students walk around the class asking questions to find out who they are. Using music and songs can be a great way to wake students up. Teachers should be sensitive to choose songs of students' interest and carry out a lot of activities with songs. Some controlled activities can be gap filling, spotting mistakes, or reordering. Some freer practice activities can be singing together, creating a new verse, or writing new lyrics for the songs. Drama-based activities can give students chances to communicate, boost students' participation in class activities, and encourage their creativity. The activities like role-playing with a written extract from a famous classic novels or role-playing with their self-written scripts can be a lot of fun. There are different kinds of drama-based activities. Role-play is accomplished with the acts of role cards. Students are put in the shoes of other people, and their task is to prepare short scenes. Simulation represents more complex type of role-playing. Learners work with the guidance of the role cards as well. Guided improvisation is created by a teacher who invents a story. All students then separately join the teacher so that the scene is successfully achieved. Acting play scripts stand for the short scenes that students act out while following the orders and instructions given in advance. Movement games can increase motivation because of competitive elements when students run to find information in a reading race or when they run to touch the correct answers first. Now, let's watch a video, a medical checkup, a role play performed by students at class.
Okay.
Will you go come? Yeah! Come please. First, I need to check the temperature. Okay. Would you open your mouth, please? Thank you. That is 37 degrees. That's normal. Now I need to have the heat. Would you stand here, please? So I can reassure you. Like that's fine. You are 1 meter 45 centimeters tall. Now, yeah. Now I need to weigh you. Would you
Okay, so what do you think about the role play? Let's share with us in the forum. Now, let's move on to the second type of activities, settling down activities or settlers. Settlers are activities which involve students sitting at their desks and doing the tasks. They are designed to calm students down, settle them into a routine, and to ensure that your classroom is not always a place of chaos. Some examples of settlers are wordplay activities with vocabulary categorizing, crossword, word search, matching words with definition or visuals. Activities based on listening and activities based on reading, like reading or listening for main ideas or details. Now, let me ask you two questions. In your lessons, are your students often overexcited? Any risk losing control? Do your students often feel bored and you find it hard to keep them motivated? If your answer is yes to questions number 1, that means you suffer from the problem number 1, too many settlers in a row. If your answer is yes to question number 2, that means you suffer from the problem number 2, too many stirrers in a row. So, what should you do? The answer to both questions is simple. You just need a good balance of both settling and stirring activities. In other words, you need to alternate between the two as much as possible. The key to teaching teenagers is variety, and this can best be accomplished through variety of activities. This is essentially what stirrers and settlers do. During the course of the lesson, there should be opportunities for students to be out of their seats and active. And there should always times when they are quiet and working by themselves or listening to the teacher. Now, pause the video, go to Learn and select Reading 4. Read the extract from Tiếng Anh 8 and answer the questions that follow. Resume the video when you are ready. Alright, now you are ready, and I hope you have got your answers for all the 3 questions here. Question 1. Which activities are settlers and which are stirrers? Question 2. Do the activities offer a balanced lesson with settlers and stirrers? Question 3. Would you like to make any adaptations for the lesson? Now, let's look at the questions together. Question number 1. Which activities are settlers and which are stirrers? As you can see, activity 1 is listen and repeat the adjectives from 1 to 10. Activity 2 requires students to put the words in exercise 1 into column to indicate appropriate category. Activity 3 is matching nouns and noun phrases with the verbs in the net words. Activity 4 aims at sentence level when students put the words they learn in exercises 1 and 4 in the correct sentence and provide the correct form of the verbs. It is noticeable that all the activities are control practice activities. Students sit at their desks and do the exercises on their own. If teachers follow the textbook without any adaptations, we can imagine a lesson with teacher assigning exercises from 1 to 4, then students finish them, and then the teacher check. The lesson could be very boring. The activities are all settlers, and of course, they are not an example of a balanced lesson. So, the answer to question 2 is no. Students only do exercises in the form of listening and repeating in exercise 1, categorizing in exercise 2, networking in exercise 3, and gap filling in exercise 4. At this time, it is teacher's role to change something. Have you got answers for question 3 about adaptation? What changes have you decided on? Here are a few suggestions. We should agree that the lesson lacks some stirring up and also it needs freer practice activities so that students can use the vocabulary learned. So, first, after exercise 2, teacher may have a kind of brainstorming activity to elicit more adjectives of description. This can be done in groups with a poster to write on and some competitive elements such as a time limit, teams of more correct words winning the game. Second, it is necessary to have a short activity in which students use the adjectives to describe something after exercise 4. It can be a mingle activity. In doing this, each student is given a guiding question or prompt of what to ask their friends. For example, each student will ask about the people, the lifestyle, the house, the scene of their friend's hometown. Students walk around the classroom and ask at least 3 people about their hometown and then report to the whole class later. To sum up, in this video, we have looked at stirrers and settlers to balance the activities in the lesson. We have also had a practical experience with a section in the new textbook. I hope that with this experience, you can plan your balanced and varied lessons in the future. With that,